The fragile peace in Gaza hangs by a thread, and the world is watching with bated breath. But here's where it gets even more complicated. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has landed in Israel, tasked with shoring up a ceasefire that's already teetering on the edge of collapse. As part of the Trump administration's high-stakes diplomacy, Vance is expected to press Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to engage in negotiations aimed at a permanent end to the conflict with Hamas. This isn't just about stopping the fighting, it's about addressing long-term issues that could either cement peace or reignite war. Vance's visit comes on the heels of a violent flare-up on Sunday that threatened to unravel the 12-day-old truce. Israel accused Hamas of an attack that killed 2 soldiers, prompting retaliatory airstrikes that left dozens of Palestinians dead. And this is the part most people miss. Despite the bloodshed, President Trump insists the ceasefire is still intact, though he's warned Hamas of total eradication if they violate the agreement again. Trump's envoys, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, have also been on the ground, pushing for progress on the second phase of his ambitious 20-point peace plan. This phase is no small feat. It involves establishing an interim Palestinian government, deploying an international stabilization force, withdrawing Israeli troops, and disarming Hamas. But here's the controversial part. Some critics argue that these steps are overly optimistic, given the deep-seated mistrust between the parties. Can such a plan truly succeed, or is it doomed to fail? We'll let you decide in the comments. Meanwhile, concerns are growing that Netanyahu might abandon the deal altogether. The New York Times reports that U.S. officials fear Israel could resume a full-scale assault on Hamas, further destabilizing the region. Netanyahu himself has struck a defiant tone, telling the Israeli parliament that while one hand holds a weapon, the other is extended for peace. "You make peace with the strong, not the weak," he declared, emphasizing Israel's military might. On the ground, the situation remains volatile. Despite Hamas's insistence that it remains committed to the ceasefire, Israeli forces reported firing on terrorists who crossed the agreed-upon line, resulting in the deaths of 4 Palestinians. Trump, meanwhile, has doubled down on his tough talk, telling reporters if Hamas don't behave, they'll be eradicated. Hamas negotiator Khalil al-Hayya has countered that his group is determined to uphold the agreement, even as they face challenges in recovering the bodies of deceased hostages still in Gaza. Overnight, Hamas handed over the remains of Tal Haimi, a 41-year-old Israeli killed in the October 7 attack, bringing the total number of returned bodies to 13 out of 28. This progress comes alongside the release of 20 living Israeli hostages last week, exchanged for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. Yet, frustration in Israel persists over Hamas's failure to return all the dead hostages, with Netanyahu's office demanding the group fulfill its commitments. The conflict's toll is staggering. Since the October 7 attack, which left 1,200 Israelis dead and 251 taken hostage, at least 68,216 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes, according to Gaza's health ministry. As Vance, Witkoff, and Kushner navigate this diplomatic minefield, the question remains, can this ceasefire hold, or is it merely a pause before the storm? What do you think? Is Trump's peace plan a realistic path forward, or is it a recipe for further conflict? Share your thoughts below. This is one debate you won't want to miss.